this, like that. Got it all here. Let's just make this a little better. Oh, that's it. Welcome, angels. Welcome. Hi. Gentle notification, reminder situation. No one loves. Hey. Sorry, guys, one sec. We had sound issues last time, so I'm just making sure. Hey, cuties. And then we got our camera going. Alrighty. Hi, y'all. Welcome to the EdibleSpirit Solstice experience. It's a live solstice experience, no less. We are mildly laryngeal as we transform ourselves and welcome in this summer solstice. The summer solstice was exact. It began yesterday, the 21st of June, 2019 at 11:55 a.m. Eastern Time. We are here today to honor the solstice. This is a part of the EdibleSpirit experience, the subscription service that we've been offering for the last 6 months, since the beginning of the year, since the winter solstice of last year, right? Was our first transmission officially from the EdibleSpirit experience. We've had some really intense stuff go down in our life and in the lives of the people around us that is encouraging us to pause for the rest of the summer, to take a little summer hiatus from EdibleSpirit. And so we've welcomed in the larger community, Instagram, YouTube, all of the people who have been on our mailing list. We're opening this up so as to share in this moment of the first day of summer, the summer solstice. We're going to talk about all that in a minute. Typically, we do new moon and full moon transmissions. This is a bigger event. This is a solstice. This is a moment where we honor a big astrological event, which is when the sun goes into the sign of Cancer. It's one of 4 of big solar events during the year, right? The start of the season, so the start of summer. So it's Cancer is the summer, Libra is the fall, Capricorn is the winter, and Aries is the spring. So those are the 4 signs that make up the seasons. And that's also known as the cardinal cross, right? Then there's the fixed cross and the mutable cross. So different ways that the zodiac is organized, but all that is to say is we celebrate the summer solstice when the sun goes into the cardinal sign Cancer, cardinal sign water. And we do this with the EdibleSpirit community in order to honor these moments, honor these big synchronistic moments in the sky that move in fairly regular cycles, right? The sun is pretty dependable. We can build our calendar off of it. The moon is very dependable. We can tell all sorts of things from it. But the way that we live is not always aligned with these opportunities or these like larger keepers of time. So our clocks can get screwed up, our energy can get screwed up, and we can feel like we're separate from ourselves somehow. At the core of what we do at EdibleSpirit is to connect us to ourselves and to connect us to the part inside of ourselves that's connected to everyone else, heart, self, the soul. And in so doing, to connect us to everyone, to connect us to each other, and then to begin the healing work that occurs from that. So we usually do astrological update, tarot spread, and then ritual. But since this is the solstice, we're doing a little astro update. We're going to do a group ritual together that's going to take probably about 30, 45 minutes. All you need if you want to participate, and you can do this now or later, is a pen and paper and a glass of some kind of beverage. I've got water here. We'll save that. And then everything else I'm going to take care of and call out for you as we're taking care of it. All of these objects on this little altar, which we have here, have been cleansed, blessed, and charged with the intention that they are not just my objects, they are our objects. They belong to all of us, and they are going to be effective for all of us. So you can do this ritual without even erecting this altar. We're going to take our time today with it. We're going to be sweet about it because it's Cancer season. So it's all about luxuriating, feeling good, feeding oneself, nourishing oneself, bathing oneself, right? Caring for oneself. We'll come back to that in a moment as well. Or no, I guess we'll come back to it now. So if you are an experienced subscriber, then you will have already read the Solstice write-up, which gave you the themes that we were working with to build this up. There's some really incredible astrological stuff going on. I don't even need to look at it right now. That's exciting. It's like no, I do need to look at it. The sun is presently, right on. So the sun has entered Cancer. Also in Cancer are Mars and Mercury, which are together. Mars is the planet of action and desire and wanting and doing, choosing, right? Moving forward, making progress. Mercury is the planet of communication and thinking and speaking, especially Mercury and Gemini are all about speaking. We came out of this period of Gemini season where the sun was moving through Gemini, and we were getting power from expansion and complication and discussion and communication and new ideas and poking holes in things, trial and error, shooting the shit. And now we're in Cancer, which is a totally different energy. It's not airy, it's watery. It's healing, it's soothing, it's emotional, it's intense. It is associated with the moon, so it ebbs and flows. So Mars and Mercury are both very personal planets, Mars being the thing that gives us our fire and our action and our forward motion, and Mercury being our air and the thing that makes us think and cross lines and understand. But they're personal, they're intimate. Those two planets are opposite in the sky from a much larger and more intense configuration, right? Conjunction between Pluto and Saturn. Okay, Pluto being the planet of dramatic change, death and rebirth, right? Evolution, revealing things coming up from the underworld, revealing things from the darkness. And Saturn is the planet of the patriarchy, of the grandfather energy, of time, of, to some extent, death, but more so the lessons that we learn by always remembering that we're going to die. Right? So the lessons that we learn from death, the lessons that we learn from time. Okay, so when Saturn and Pluto sitting on top of each other, right across from where Mars and Mercury are sitting on top of each other, it's very interesting because we have these two intimate inner planets, Mars and Mercury, and then these bigger planets of Saturn and Pluto. They move way slower than Mars and Mercury, but when they line up like this, at this moment of the solstice, right, when the sun enters Cancer, it activates the whole thing, and it kind of gives us a snapshot of what the summer is about, what the energy is about. And both of these things, Mars, Mercury, and Saturn, Pluto, are on top of these things called the lunar nodes, the north node and the south node. And the south node is all about what we came here to learn, what we're working with, what baggage we have, what's holding us back. And the north node is about what's leading us forward, what's lighting the way, what is motivating us, what is our purpose, as opposed to like what shit do we have to deal with. Okay, so stick with me. This is just flowing. Saturn, Pluto, on top of the south node are making us learn difficult lessons, Saturn, about where our power is stuck, where it needs to be revealed, where our shadow shit is, what stuff we're ignoring, but what's ready to die and be reborn, right? Specifically relative to the past, baggage, stuff that we need to work on and work through. And all of this is happening in the sign of Capricorn, which is about the government, the family, structures, society. So I hope you see what we're saying here, that alignment alone is really gnarly, because it's difficult lessons from endings, from total fucking dissolutions through Pluto and rebirths, right? The evolution, the unlocking of power in old karmic patterns that are tied up in family structures, government, the patriarchy. So, I mean, I've never said this out loud, but one could say that that is what we are all dealing with right now, right? But the cool thing is that, and we've tried to, talk about this in other ways, big, abstract, intense ways. But what's cool is that we don't have to think of it just in terms of a big, abstract, intense way. We can think of it in terms of the more intimate connection, which is Mars and Mercury. What do we want? What are we doing to get what we want? What are we thinking? What are we saying? What are we doing about what we think? What are we saying about what we think? What are we thinking about what we do? So we're thoughtfully considering our actions, our desires, our very drive, what motivates me. Example, we have a theory that the baby boomers are the most in denial of any generation that's ever lived, because they're still acting like they have a leg to stand on. Love you, boomers, if you're out there. And throwing all this shade at the millennials, when maybe millennials, right? Maybe we have very little to show for ourselves right now, but maybe in another generation, we will have worked through the bullshit that we've inherited in terms of societal structures, family structures, grandfather structures, and difficult lessons about time and death and change and evolution, right? Maybe that's what we're working on. That's what everybody's working on right now. But maybe if we consider what's motivating us, what do we want, and what do we think about what's motivating us? It's like, for so long, people have been motivated by money and fame and success and accomplishment. And there are many other things to be motivated by. So usually Mars is associated with male energy, yang energy, right? We'll just say Mars is associated with forward moving shit. What do I want? What am I doing to get what I want? And the idea is that, generally speaking, this is a vast generalization, but receptive, supple, adaptable, thoughtful people who consider their motivations instead of just blindly pursuing them, right, tend to not be as rewarded as people who blindly pursue their Mars energy at the expense of all others. And that's fine. We're all trying to figure ourselves out and figure out what to do here. But the theory of this is that Mars conjunct Mercury is giving everyone an opportunity to consider what they think about what motivates them. What do we think about what motivates us? Can we question? That's another way to use Mercury. Can we question and try to look at all sides of what we just take for granted as our motivation? Okay. And so that's why we brought up the millennial baby boomer thing, where it's like, maybe millennials have not figured out how to buy homes that are destroying the environment, right? But maybe we'll come up with something better than sitting on our big piles of money while the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Maybe we'll figure some other way of motivating ourselves and connecting to one another than to like be mean to people while we try to amass the largest possible fortune at the expense of everybody else. Okay. Do you see how that doesn't sound crazy, right? Like even a year ago, before we started doing the experience full time, right? Even a year ago, we would have like been a little bashful and embarrassed about that. But we've been thinking lately that maybe the reason that we're all so anxious and neurotic all the time is because we just keep participating in the same structures that are not doing us any good. Enter Saturn and Pluto. how are we doing with those structures? Are they working? Are they yielding anything? Are they doing us any good, or are they not? Right? It's a very dense knot that we've all inherited from ourselves and from our ancestors. But if we look at our personal individual motivations, and if we examine our thoughts about those motivations, or our motivations based on our thoughts, you see what I'm saying? What am I thinking? What am I doing? And can I look at those things now as the sun enters Cancer, and as we theoretically are being given an infusion of power, the sun, right? Self-awareness, the sun, in the area of care, nurturance, right? Selflessness, giving, good feeling. Okay, so that's where the Cancer comes in. We're supposed to think about all these things, not from the point of view of how to complicate things or how to add to this conversation, which is what Gemini was all about, but from the point of view of, what do I need? What do you need? Are you comfortable? Am I comfortable? Are we comfortable? Can we be more comfortable? What do I need to do or say, Mars, to make myself more comfortable? Or what do I need to do or say to make you more comfortable? Or what do we need to do or say to make each other more comfortable, more secure, Cancer, to feel better, to soften, to open, to nourish, to nurture, to feed? All of those things are Cancer based. So when we honor the sun entering Cancer, it's as though everything that's going to happen during Cancer season gets whoosh, lit up. And that's where we get this Mars-Mercury thing. So there's light available for us to consider what we do and what we think, not based on compulsive action, or not based on increasing reach, not based on materiality, Taurus, right? But based on care, feeling good, taking care of ourselves and taking care of one another. So what we're going to do soon, yeah, that was your astro update. Feel good? Makes sense? Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Astro update, astro update, astro update, astro update. Okay. What we're going to do now is honor specifically the moment that the sun enters, right? That moment, solstice, is when the sun stands still, because the solstice is the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, and it's when the sun reaches its highest point in the sky in the year from the northern hemisphere before going back to its lowest point in the sky, winter. And what's cool is when that happens, it looks almost like it stops and then settles. It stops and then it rises. So the idea of the solstice is when the sun's standing still. Solstice, something like that. So it's a powerful moment because everybody in the northern hemisphere knows, or through observation year after year, knew that it was the highest point. We were waiting for that moment to be like, oh, this is big. And now we're on the other side of it. Same thing. So because the longest day of the year, right, was technically yesterday, which means today was a little shorter than that. Okay, so that cresting energy. So there's something significant about it, something readily observable about it, something objectively phenomenological about it all. So what we do when we do ritual is we formalize the phenomenology. We try to take a snapshot. This is what we've been doing for the last, well, for however long we've been doing private practice, but especially since we've been streaming the EdibleSpirit experience. We're always trying to look at these signs, these reflections. And if you've worked with us, you know that we believe that if there is a vast cosmic conspiracy, that everything is trying to present us with an opportunity to heal, to feel better, to find what's working and expand it, as opposed to what I tend to do is like find what's not working and try to chip away at it, which is a valid path. It's just not very Cancerian. It's not very gentle. It's not very, doesn't feel very good. It's more Virgoan. It's critical, chipping away. And again, that has its purpose, but not now. That has its purpose later in the summer. We'll get there. Okay. So what we do when we do ritual is we take very basic principles, actions, and we formalize them. We make them just a little bit more snatched, a little bit tighter, and we ascribe meaning to them so that we, with our bodies, are doing stuff with things on Earth while seemingly synchronistic events occur or noticeably phenomenological events occur. And by doing ritual that's seated or themed or based on whatever's going on out there, we create this magical alchemy between our insides, our will and intention, our focus, the outsides, everything that's happening out there. And when they come together, well, that's magic. It's actually magic, right? And what is magic? Magic is when you use non-material means to affect material change. We got to use some material stuff to anchor things, but the anchors are actually just here to amplify the intentions, which are invisible, right? Which are inside of you, to anchor them ceremonially, ritualistically, so that they then carry forth into the world around you and manifest and drop fruit. So whatever my intention is that's sourced in the solstice gets harnessed and activated through the ritual that we're about to do. And then the intentions from within that ritual vibrate out into the universe, and something changes. Something changes not just for ourselves, not just to get something. Something changes for all of us. Something improves, something heals. I have a glass here, but I'm not going to use that. Right on. So we're going to do our ritual now. If you are just joining us, all you need to participate in this ritual, besides an open ear and an open mind, is a writing implement and piece of paper, or several pieces of paper, and a glass of a beverage, some sort of beverage. It could be a bottle too, but beverage of some sort, okay? And like we said, we're going to do the work so that you don't have to, but we're going to talk a lot. Oh, 2:22 on Saturday, June 22nd. Just a lot of twos when I turn this on. So feels great to be here with you. Okay. So we're going to do a grounding exercise first. Grounding is about showing up fully in the space that you find yourself in, connecting fully to the earth, connecting fully to yourself, connecting fully to your root chakra. I encourage you to put your feet on the ground so that you can feel them. Imagine suction cups underneath your feet, opening, octopus tentacles, gripping the ground beneath you, and then beautiful little cords, more tentacles, shooting out the bottom of your feet, moving all the way down to the center of Mother Earth, where those tentacles grow roots, suction cup onto the center of Mother Earth, so that you know in your mind, you hear in your inner voice, you see in your inner eye, you feel in your inner gut that you are fully connected to Mother Earth. You can connect with her and send her gratitude and feel the energy that comes back up to you. And feel the dialogue that's occurring between your feet, your loving energy, Mother Earth's vital energy. And we'll ask Mother Earth to take anything that's released today and absorb it, cleanse, clear, transmute, and send whoever needs it most in its highest and brightest form. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing. Oh, no, we're good. Okay, so that's your grounding. When you do that, you step into the present moment. You say, this is where I am. This is what I'm doing. I'm here. I'm on Earth. I'm connecting. I'm vibing with Mama. Achoo! Next, we will visualize protection. So now imagining a big, beautiful balloon around yourself. What's your favorite color that you want to make this balloon? What are you vibing with right now? Let that balloon tuck in around the bottom of your feet, and let those cords that came out of your suction cups be almost like balloon strings, so that you are perfectly surrounded by this balloon of your color of choosing, with these beautiful strings going all the way down into Mother Earth. And then there you are, wherever you are on Earth, beautifully protected, beautifully safe, wonderfully, wonderfully in here. And then we're going to set the intention on 3 shared breaths to breathe in through the nose and breathe out the mouth, that whatever doesn't need to be in this space will be called up and cleared out of those grounding cords in the bottom, okay? And you can watch that stuff rise up as smoke or gunk or goo of some kind inside of your field. And then as you exhale out the mouth, you watch it flush down that cord. You can even imagine a flushing sound. So we'll do that together 3 times. Breathing in the nose, watching everything show up, and then breathing out. Breathing whatever you don't need up into the field of your protective balloon. Breathing it out and down the grounding cord. Breathing up whatever you don't need, whatever's sticky, stuck, or gunky. And breathing it out. And then now what I'd ask you to do here is to call upon the spirits of the land upon which you find yourself. Offer them love. Say, I love you, spirits of this land upon which I find myself. I'm humbly requesting your permission to do this ceremony on this land, in this space, at this time. If for any reason you feel you shouldn't be doing the ceremony that we're doing on this land, in this space, at this time, stop now. Do it somewhere else at another date and time. Most likely it'll be okay. It's asking permission and pausing to just receive the go ahead. Then further calling upon all of your ancestors, any energies, entities, spirits, loved ones that wish to work with you, that wish to be with you right now to honor this solstice. Ask them to come forth, if and only if they are of the light, and come in the highest good and healing of all beings involved with this working. And then offer them thanks. You may see someone come forward, feel someone come forward, have a sense of warmth wrapping around you, just to connect with your ancestors. And the theory is that during the solstice and equinoxes, and some other times of the year, the veil is very thin. The spirits can approach because it's one of these obviously phenomenological moments, okay? So calling in your ancestors. Calling your spirit guides, your guardians, your angels, your guardian angels, your ascended masters, any nature spirits, animal spirits, devas, elementals, any energies or entities that are of the light that wish to work with you, that wish to be here and lend their energy and support to this working. Call them in now. Feel them come in around you. Listen for them. See them. Mostly just know that all of this works by the power of the mind, by the power of the spirit. So once you set the intention, it's already begun. By the time you repeat those words inside of yourself, it's probably already happened. By the time you say it out loud, it's been done for a minute. Okay, so feeling your guidance all around you. And then finally, setting the intention to open your chakras, starting at the base of your spine, imagining a beautiful red energetic center rotating there, hearing it rotate, feeling it rotate, sensing it rotate, asking that beautiful red sphere to open 360 degrees in all directions, opening like a sphere or like a disc. Moving up just a little bit to the sacrum, sacral chakra, a little bit below the belly button, setting the intention to open that space, visualizing a beautiful orange sphere rotating there, corally orangey, asking that center to open, degrees suited to you at this time. watching it open, feeling it open 360 degrees in all directions. I love it. Moving up to the middle of the guts, to the belly, the solar plexus. Visualizing a gorgeous yellow light there, rotating, or a disc. Whatever you see, it works. Going for color yellow, but if you see something else, probably no cause for alarm. Setting the intention to watch that yellow light expand in all directions. Hearing it open, feeling it open, seeing it open, sensing it open. Then moving up to the green heart chakra, emerald green right in the center of the chest. Visualizing a beautiful green light there, vibrating, rotating as a circle, sphere, or disc. Expanding that heart center, watching it fly open, feeling it move way past what you even thought was possible. So beautiful. Coming up to the throat, beautiful green or blue-green center here. I'm sorry, blue or blue-green center here. Feeling that center open, watching it open, hearing it open 360 degrees in all directions. And then moving up to the third eye, the point between eyebrows, following that back into the center of the head and visualizing a gorgeous indigo blue light there, deep, dark blue, purpley blue, inky blue. Setting the intention to open that center, watching it open, feeling it open, hearing it open, sensing it open, seeing it open. And then once more, at the very top of the crown of the head, beautiful violet light there. Setting the intention to open that violet light, open that center, watching it open, feeling it open, hearing it open, seeing it open, sensing it open as it flies open. Setting the intention that on the next 3 shared inhales and exhales, breathing in through the nose, holding it for a moment, breathing out the mouth, all of these energetic centers will be balanced, cleared, cleansed, activated, and energized to the degree most suited to me, to you at this time. Deep breath in. And one more. Thank you for all of that. Now we are going to call upon the elements. You can just follow along with us, stay in a yummy meditative state if you're feeling really good there. You can also imagine breathing light in all the way through you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And then when you breathe out, breathing out whatever you don't need from the bottom of your feet all the way to the top of your head. Just watch that breath wash up and down while we call in the elements, call in the directions, call in the guardians, open up our sacred space, and then we'll get to the writing and to the liquid in the middle, okay? Calling upon the guardians of the east, guardians of air, Archangel Raphael. Beautiful, beautiful spirits of air, please join the sacred circle, support the sacred space. Lend us your wisdom, lend us your light, lend us your clarity. Help us to be connected, awake, aware. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for being here today. Beautiful spirits of south, spirits of fire, please join the circle, support the sacred space. Lend us your light, lend us your energy. Spirits of the ancestors, spirits of the inner children, join the sacred circle, support the sacred space. Please illuminate this working, carry it forth, let it blaze forth, let this light blaze forth, whatever light is released. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let it be changing, let it change us. Let it change things in the highest good of all involved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful, beautiful spirits of the west, spirits of water, Please lend us your cooling, healing, soothing energies. Join the sacred circle, support the sacred space. Keepers of the dream time, guardians of healing, fishies. Join the sacred circle, support the sacred space, crabs, Cancer. Thank you for being with us today. And finally, spirits of the north, spirits of earth, spirits of this honkin' Shiva lingam. Yes, lingam. Join the sacred circle, support the sacred space. Please allow all of this work to manifest perfectly, to drop like low-hanging fruit by the grace of law, justice, balance, order, and chaos. Thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful spirits of the earth. Please join the sacred circle, support the sacred space. We're eternally grateful for your presence. We thank you for being here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I'd ask you, if willing, to touch the ground and call upon Mother, Father, Earth to support us, to nourish us, to join our circle, to support our space. And then raising your hands and calling on Mother, Father, Sky to join us, to work with us, to illuminate us, all beautiful light beings from far beyond, interdimensional beings, space beings, ETs and the like. Please join this circle, support this space as long as you're of the light. Allow all of this to occur within the order of the divine plan, within the order of the light. On behalf of the light, on behalf of love, on behalf of humanity, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then finally, all of you gorgeous, gorgeous spirits, joining your hands at heart center and setting the intention to bow to the central space inside of yourself, which is the same as the space inside of mine, uniquely yours, and yet identical. Feeling that connection in that tiny space in the center of your heart to all of us, to you. And as we bow to that heart center, just feel that connection activate. Like a network connecting us, aligning us. This is our community. Thank you for being here today. Thank yourself. Thank each other. Okay. Now, 'tis the end. Well, almost. So first I want you to make sure you're comfortable, have your pen and paper handy, glass of something to drink. Could even be honey mead. Letha is the name, the Celtic pagan name for this holiday, this solstice. Okay, so now this is gonna be a little like guided meditation-y, so I want you to follow along and inquire into yourself and know that the inquiry is more important than the writing down, but I will be asking you to write some stuff down. But you can keep your eyes closed as long as you can hear. You can repeat this that I'm about to say. I declare this working a ritual to honor the summer solstice and align with the energy of the sun moving into Cancer. I declare this working a ritual to honor the summer solstice and align with the energy of the sun moving into Cancer. I declare this working a ritual to honor the summer solstice and align with the energy of the sun moving into Cancer. Start by being in your body, noticing your body, noticing the shell of your body, the shape of your body, the inside of your body, and the outside of your body. Notice sensations moving around inside your body. Pulses, surges, flows, tickles, twinges. Feel those sensations. Enjoy those sensations doing their thing. And now maybe at a slightly quicker pace, Notice the thoughts that are pinging around in your body. Ideas, impulses. Now open up that sphere a little bit more to notice the thoughts that are flying around your body. Feel the information, the ideas, the projections, the receptions. Feel your thoughts. And now notice the breath coming in and going out gently, presently. Don't change it, don't adjust it, just notice it. And maybe you have some unpleasant physical sensation. Maybe it feels fairly balanced, fairly like nothing at all. Now placing your dominant hand, right or left hand, on your heart, using your inner voice and your outer voice to say something to yourself, which we'll say in a moment, and then I want you to notice how that makes your body feel. So say, I love you, self. Say your name if you like. I love you, Michael. Notice what that felt like for you. Say it again. I love you, self. I love you. Just checking in with that shell of your body, the sensations, the thoughts. Did the sensations change, slow down, quicken? Did the thoughts speed up, slow down, disappear? What happened to your breath? We were able to breathe deeper. Whatever it is, it's your experience, it's great. Now, staying connected to that heart, I want to remind you that everything you need, everything you have, exists somewhere within you, either as a thought that is yet to manifest in form, or as a thought that has already manifested in form, as a feeling, as a sensation, as a capacity, as a potentiality. Connecting to the heart and feeling the fullness, the self-sufficiency. We like to say this at other times, you may have heard us say it before, is that it doesn't necessarily mean that you can go in there and get $1,000, right, from your heart right away, right now. But you can summon the feeling of satisfaction, abundance, whatever you think you would feel if you had that $1,000. Hope, openness, right? Calm, balance, peace, whatever it is. Now we're going to ask you a couple questions as you have your hand on your heart. We don't need you to answer these ones, okay? Just let these wash over you and see if anything comes up. And it's okay if nothing comes up, okay? So taking a deep breath in the heart, feeling the heart. What do I need to do, say, or understand in order to learn from the past? What do I need to do, say, or understand in order to learn from the past? What do I need to do, say, or understand in order to change any structures that are old, brittle, or limiting? What do I need to do, say, or understand in order to change any structures that are old, brittle, or limiting? And then, if any image or phrase or idea has come to you, You can jot it down or you can just let it go and stick with this, okay? Now, we're going to work with that in a minute, but what we want to do first is, okay, so this is based on a loving kindness meditation as well, but it's a slightly different format. So first thing we're going to do is turn to yourself with your hand on your heart. Oh, no, we already did this. So just once more, I love myself. We had another thing planned, but Spirit was just like, no, check, you already did that. Okay. So now, if there's anything that you need to write down, write it down. Okay. Because we're going to ask you a few more questions that you are definitely going to need to write some stuff down about. Okay. So when you're ready, coming back to the heart center, dominant hand on the heart. Oh, that's the difference now. Yep, dominant hand on the heart. No, sorry. We're going to change that. Receptive hand on the heart. So I'm a righty, so I'm putting my left hand on the heart to receive intuitive guidance from myself. First word that pops into your head, first feeling that comes over your body, first image that you see when we ask you these questions, okay? What do I have within me that makes me truly feel whole, full, and satisfied? And just write down like one word, maybe two. What do I have within me that makes me feel full, whole, and satisfied? And the first thing that came up, look, please don't judge us while we share our words with you. We're doing it so that you know what we're going through, because sometimes we are like a yoga teacher who leads you through this stuff but doesn't do the practice. We're doing the practice today because this is our solstice practice as well. So what we wrote down, and make sure this is on a page where you can refer to it easily. And trust me, one word is better than 19. But if you need one or two, that's fine. Okay, so when we ask, what do I have within me that makes me feel truly whole, full, and satisfied? We got generosity, giving. Okay, receptive hand on your heart. What do I appreciate in myself? Am I tenacious? I don't feel tenacious. Endurance? I appreciate my endurance for sure. Well, I'll put both down. Tenacity and endurance. What am I hungry for? What am I craving? What am I hungry for? What am I craving? Could be a cheeseburger. We're going for a little loftier, but cheeseburger's fine too. But if you're craving a cheeseburger, how would a cheeseburger make you feel? Right? Grounded, full. So what are you craving? Fullness, groundedness. If it's a cheeseburger, right? So go that little extra. What we got was communion. You're craving communion / community to some extent, right? Okay. Receptive hand on the heart. Yo, P.S. Don't be neurotic about I don't know what to write. Either write down the first thing that comes and have no judgment about it, or pause the video and do this later. Think about it a little more. Take your time, okay? What do I need in order to proceed while expressing love and care? What do I need in order to keep going, right? While expressing love and care. For self, it's actually for me right now, it's self-compassion. Tend to not have an issue with compassion for others, no matter how nasty they may seem to be. Often struggle with compassion for self. So self-compassion. What would give me, receptive hand on the heart, what would give me energy and endurance? Oh, funny, endurance. Didn't remember that. Levity. Lightening up, right, for us. Levity. Not taking things so seriously. It's possible to be very respectful and very grave without being fucking serious. Very possible. It means knowing when to shut up or when to listen. Not shut up. Levity. And then finally, oh, is that it? Okay. This is fun now. So take your time with those words. If you got the words, get them. I'll give you my words, right? And we're going to use these words repeatedly. So that's why we say pick one. I'm going to pick one of each. You could pick more. So we're going to choose generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. Okay? Generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. Those were our words. Okay, so have those on hand. Now, this is fun, you guys. This is actually like beginner healers practice too. When you do Reiki or a lot of other healing attunements, they then tell you that you now have the ability to heal. Guess what? You are fashioned in the image of the Creator. So you already have the ability to heal, bitch. Ever cut yourself? You know, some people bleed forever, right? But they're probably stronger in other ways. And able to heal very rapidly in other ways. Most of us heal when we're cut. Okay. Good to know. So what we're going to do is actually practice using the medium of water, because it's Cancer season. Sun in Cancer is cardinal water sign. And we're going to infuse this water with our intentions so that we can then imbibe those intentions and broadcast those intentions out to the world. Okay. So we're through the hardest part of this, but this is the other moment that takes a minute. So what you're going to do is, well, let's see. Yeah, so you can hold your glass in your dominant hand and then imagine the words, the feelings, the ideas that we're about to speak that you've just written down, the words you've just written down in the palm of your receptive hand. And as we charge the water with these words, these intentional words, they flow through the suction cup in your palm into your heart and then out your arm and into the water. Very simple. So what's that first word? May this water, or whatever liquid you're drinking, may this water be filled with generosity. I'm visualizing it. There's generosity. Now it's in the water. Is it enough in the water? So the way you can do that is test to see, okay, water, let me know when you're saturated with the right amount of generosity or whatever your word is by just gently pushing against my hand to let me know. So you can start to feel the field of the water. Water is nourishing, healing anyway, right? The field of this water is about here. Now I'm going to ask it to be charged with more generosity. And now I'm using the breath to breathe generosity from this palm into my heart, from the stars, from the sky, from the ritual altar into my heart. And then breathing it out. Feeling it swirl and fill and saturate the water. Oh, P.S. My table's really small, so if you have space to do it, you don't actually have to hold it. You can just feel yourself just like filling it, infusing it with generosity or whatever your first word is. And like I said, you can bounce up against it. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of pushback. It starts to feel like static in my palm. So we're done. May this water be filled with endurance. Need one more. Yep, and there's that crackle. May this water be filled with communion, connection, and community. Ooh, yeah, sound can send it nicely too sometimes. Om. Om. Great. May this water be filled with compassion. It's done. May this water be filled with levity. Whoa. Look, yo, some people might have an exact science to this. This is not the edible spirit way. My mom, dad, and I grew up in the restaurant business. We never used recipes, okay? That came later in life. We made it tasty. We made it delicious. We made it work. We made it come together. So you've got all your infusions. So I'll repeat it. May this water be filled with generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. Generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. Okay. What we're doing effectively is filling ourselves with this, nourishing ourselves with these intentions so that we can then pour these intentions out into the world. Now we're going to affirm these qualities as we hold this water. May I be filled with generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. And you say that and you repeat your words as many times as you like. May I be filled with generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. May I be filled with generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. That works. And then drink your water. And then affirming aloud. I am filled with generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. Or whatever your words are. Okay, so you've charged your water, you've drank your water. Now keep those words handy because we're going to send them out. Okay. I am filled with your words. So I'm going to give you, I'm filled with generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. I am held in generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. I feel generous. I have endurance. I am communing. I am compassionate. I am light. I have levity. So affirming that that's moving through your body. May I accept myself just as I am. I accept myself just as I am. May I be happy. I am happy. May I be joyful. I am joyful. Great. Okay. Now what I'd love you to do is keep those words with you, keep all of those vibrations vibrating in you, and call to mind someone that you love, someone that is beloved, that you would like to share the benefits of this practice with. Okay, call upon someone. Ooh, I saw that coming. So call upon someone that you love, right? Have those words nice and handy. And imagine someone that you love before you, someone who you care about, and wish for them that which you know you have inside of yourself. May you, beloved being, be filled with generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. May you be held by generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. May you feel generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you be happy. May you know the joy of being alive. Okay, this is where it merges into loving kindness, you see. So holding that person, feeling all of that, all of those well wishes in front of you, swirling around them, sending it to them, sending all of those well wishes to your beloved. And now call to mind someone that you don't really care about, that you don't really feel negatively towards, that you don't really adore, someone that you don't love, someone that you don't hate, someone that's just there, neutral being, neutral milk hotel. And now summoning up all of that energy within your heart, all of that energy that you've drank in, imbibed yourself. Okay, I got my person now. And that's my heart opening to them. A lot of times yawns will be vibrations risings or heart openings. So summoning fucking love, big love, major love to send to this person who you don't really care about either way. May you be filled with generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity, or whatever your words are. May you be held in generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. May you feel generous, tenacious, right? Part of a community, compassionate towards yourself and others, and light-hearted, bright, levitatious, levitant. May you accept yourself just as you are, neutral person. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you be happy, beloved, neutral person. May you know the joy of being alive. Letting all of those wishes swirl around someone else, this neutral person, giving them love, giving them thanks, and now calling upon someone who's not neutral, someone you don't like, someone you might even feel like you hate. Ooh, hello. Call them up. And summon that love and light from within your heart. Pour it out for them. Holding this person in your mind. May you be filled, person I don't like. No, I can't even say that seriously anymore. Person. May you be filled with generosity. May you be filled with endurance. May you be filled with communion and community. May you be filled with self-compassion and compassion for others. May you be filled with levity. May you feel light. May you be bright. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you be happy. May you know the true joy of being alive. P.S. Like we said, we do this like all recipes. We looked for a loving kindness template and doctored it. Right? And then finally, going beyond yourself, beyond like and dislike, finding that center space of your heart and asking your heart to expand as big as it can go. Let that be your reach. Feel how wide and vast you become. Or maybe you're nice and tight and close because you need a lot of this mojo for yourself today. But just remove all limits and set the intention that this next prayer, this next beaming forth of love will go to all beings everywhere without exception, in all directions, to all sentient beings. May all beings be filled with generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. May all beings be held in generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. May all beings feel generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. May all beings be happy. May all beings be full of love. May all beings awaken and be free. May all beings awaken and be free. May all beings awaken and be peaceful, happy, and free. Feel the outward flow of your light and feel the outward flow of your words. Feel the vibrations of those words within you. Feel those words without you. Ask yourself, is there any difference between the vibrations within and without? Is there a within? Is there a without? When you extend your reach to all beings, there is no inside and there is no outside. You are connection, you are relation, you are love, you are care, you are concern, you are support, you are nourishment, you are nurturance. You are the inside, you are the outside, you are above, you are below. Coming back to yourself and feeling that circuit that you've created between your heart and all beings. And listen, sense, to feel the vibrations that you've sent out echoing and boomeranging back towards you. And set the intention that with a few breaths that we're about to take, whatever's coming back at you will be absorbed on your inhale, amplified on your exhale. More will be absorbed on the inhale and amplified on the exhale, so that we just let this cook, let this bake, let the vibrations and intentions, right? Affirm it maybe once more for yourself. I am full of generosity, endurance, communion, compassion, and levity. I'm full of it. And as I breathe it in, I absorb the echoes of that. I amplify it and breathe it out. Where it amplifies by others breathing it in and breathing it out, so that I can breathe it in and it amplifies out. Breathing it in, amplifying it out, and just letting it cook. Listening for the sound of Om. Feeling it vibrating with those vibrations. Always and always Om. Setting the intention that this work will harm none, interfere with none, invade none, that it will be amplified perfectly to the degree most suited to you and all beings with whom it comes in contact, by sharing 3 ohms with yourself, with your higher self, with us, with each other, with all beings everywhere. A deep breath in. And once more. Feeling the energy moving in you and around you. Setting the intention that anything that doesn't need to be in your space will be cleared with one more inhale and exhale. Shooting it down that grounding cord. Setting the intention with one more inhale and exhale, all of your energetic centers will be closed and cleared to the degree most suited to you at this time, with no undue stress or strain on your part, allowing you to just stay in the center and forget about everything else. Deep breath in. Hey, maybe noticing just a lovely narrow line. Your chakras are never totally closed, but they never need to always be intentionally opened. So you've intentionally opened them. Now you're intentionally closing them so that they can keep doing whatever they're doing, but without it being so fully fucking mamma jamma ritual solstice ceremony opened. Love that. Bringing the hands to the heart center to just find that center line. And then we're going to give a lot of thanks. And every time I say that we're giving thanks, remember we're giving thanks to, anytime you're called, just bow to the heart center and honor whatever we're calling out. Giving great thanks to your spirit guides, your elementals, your nature spirits, your ascended masters, whatever energetic forces you work with, your higher self. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Giving great thanks to your ancestors, all the spirits, energies, and entities that came forth to work with you today. Giving great thanks to the spirits of the land upon which you find yourself. Ooh, we just saw something really cool. It was a flash. It wasn't much, but it was way powerful. And the gist of it is like that the spirits were like, good stuff. Awesome. Aho. Thank you for that. And the gentle sense that not only will things change, but things are changing. Never doubt that things are changing. Ding. Never doubt that things are changing. Okay. Giving great thanks to the four elements, guardians of the directions, earth in the north, water in the west, fire in the south, air in the east, ether above, beyond, beneath, and between, within, without, and all around. Giving great thanks to Mother, Father, Earth, and Mother, Father, Sky. Great thanks to the sun, moon, and stars. Thanks to the solstice. Thanks to the internet. God help it. Thanks to each other. Thanks to yourself. Thanking all beings. Thanking yourself. Thanking all beings. Thanking yourself. Thanking all beings. With one more bow of gratitude to the miracle and the truth of existence. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are done. This ritual is complete. This ritual to honor the Cancer solstice, the summer solstice, Litha, the longest day of the year, is complete. We give thanks for the light. We give thanks for each other. We give thanks for the life. We are eternally grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for participating in this ritual. Thank you for staying with the experience, for keeping up with the experience. And so we will be on summer hiatus for the rest of the summer. We are nourishing ourselves so that we can better nourish you. We are giving a lot of love to some projects that have been cooking for a long time. We have a writer's residency in the month of July, or end of July into August, that we're going to really be just flowing with and working with. And, even though we're taking a break from the way in which we've been connecting with you guys for the last 6 months plus, really, we've been doing the Elements of Spirit for almost 3 years now. So it's been a long road to get to this point where we did all of this solstice write-up and then looked at it and we're like, oh my God, we need to listen to this. So we are listening. We're taking a season to align, to develop big social media cleanse. Not a dramatic, oh my God, I hate social media, but like deleting it from phones and such. So you won't see a lot of us, but that doesn't mean we won't show up. If you want to stay in touch, make sure you're following Edible Spirit on Insta, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Especially join the EdibleSpirit.com mailing list. Go to EdibleSpirit.com, join the mailing list. You can email us through there. You can book stuff for the fall through there. We have new offerings on the landing page at EdibleSpirit.com that are really interesting, super chill. So check that out, because that's what we're planning to do in the fall. But who freaking knows what's going to happen between now or then. If we haven't emailed you recently, it's because we were in the thick of it. Now that we're done with this ritual, we'll be reaching out over the course of the next week, dealing with clerical stuff, and to some extent, even, yes, last minute bookings that we weren't able to take care of. We will be open to doing some collaborative, creative, spiritual projects over the summer, but not a ton. But so basically it means we're pretty much out of commission, but our hearts are still open, our eyes are still open, our minds are still open, our ears are still open. It just might take us a minute to get back to you. This has been a long time coming, this break. I don't know that we've ever taken a break quite like this. So trust and believe that we are doing what we hope you do. We are caring for ourselves in a way that we hope you can care for yourselves. So many of you have been so positive and affirmative about our summer hiatus and in telling us that you're feeling well and doing well. Please always remember that this is not my light. This is our light, that we've been walking this path or working this practice for however long so that we can take the light that is ours and give it to you, the nourishment that is all of ours, move it through us and give it to you. Over the years when we've been insecure about not thinking we were good enough to do this work with you guys, we persisted because we believe that you are never called to deliver more light than you have to give. Light being love, light being knowledge, information, experience, transformation, art, right? Skills, services, whatever it is. The trouble comes when you give more than you're actually being called on to give, when you think you need to give something that you don't. What we're trying to impress upon you is that if any of the work that we've done in the last few years together has helped, please trust that you have light in you and a relationship to the light within you that maybe you didn't know you had, or maybe you didn't have so intensely. And what that means is it means that someone is going to need that light. Someone's going to come looking for that light. You may end up giving that light without knowing that you're giving it, because all you're being asked to do is shine. But the nitty-gritty of it is feed yourself, nourish yourself, connect with what you have, give yourself more of it so that you grow, so that you feel more secure, safer, stronger, brighter, more loving, more flowing, more fluid. In our words, more generous, more tenacious with greater endurance, more connected in communion and community, more compassion, more lightness and levity. So that when your light is needed, you're not exhausted, you don't crap out, so that you are available and ready and willing and able. What if you've been giving 10% of yourself constantly when actually all you needed to do was wait until you had 100% in reserve, and then you could give maybe 20% of yourself, 30% of yourself, 50% of yourself, whatever it is. Honor your balance, honor what you need. Because there are certain people too who live their whole life and then they're called upon and they're ready. And there are other people who live their whole life and are called upon and are not ready. Look, that's extreme. We personally believe that there's always another opportunity. There's always an opportunity to serve. There's always an opportunity to be generous. But take care of yourselves until we meet again. Not so that you have enough, but so that you know how infinite your supply is, but how delicate the machinery is that gives that supply to yourself and distributes it accordingly, and that spreads it out to the world. We are all working to become maximally efficient machines at transmitting, transducing, transforming, and transmitting the light, right? That is us. It is everywhere. Girl, don't get me going, because I won't stop. But we're done. We love you so much. We do. We love you so much. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being as you are, and for hurting as you are, and for loving as you are, and for feeling as you are, for feeling good or for feeling crap. Because the idea that being here for you or giving anything to you could actually help is a miracle. It's a miracle to me. It is no small miracle. So please trust that your perfection or your imperfection is necessary, because on days that you have enough, it gives us a reason to live, to know that you can share that with someone else. And on the days that you don't have enough, or feel you don't have enough, because you always have enough, the days that you don't feel you have enough, it gives us a reason to live, to remind you that you do, and that you just need to look for it, or look somewhere else for it, or tweak it somehow, or remember ultimately who you are and what you're capable of. That no matter how small or bitter or angry you may feel, there's something in you that is also generous and gigantic and comfortable and adaptable and compassionate and just so purely joyful and full of love. Fuck all these other words. Find the place that's joyful and full of love, and accept no cheap substitutes. And when you find it, treasure it and give it the fuck away. Okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy solstice. Enjoy your summer.